Welcome everyone, Tilt here. We will be discussing success in online courses, but first we want to give you a little background on who's presenting. My name is Katie Berta. I'm a third-year biomedical science student, and I am a Tilt Academic Success Workshop Facilitator. And then my co-facilitator will be Logan.
Hi, I'm Logan Blakesley. I'm a fifth-year student in mechanical and biomedical engineering, and I am also a Tilt workshop facilitator. Last year, I was a Tilt study group leader, so glad to be here. All right, so I know that most of us are probably more familiar with the traditional classroom environment than we may be with the new ways of learning that have come about in just the last few months. However, it's important to note that not everything that we learned in that traditional setting necessarily has to go away. So it's important to keep in mind that success comes from recognizing what has worked well for you in the past and adapting it to the current structure. So lots of things are never going to go away, such as going to class or watching your videos. It keeps you accountable. Asking questions, reaching out to your professors and your TAs is always useful. And trying to connect with your professors, have some sort of rapport. All of those things are still important, even if we have to go about them a different way.
So a very important thing to learning from your past successes is creating a routine. As humans, we are creatures of habit, so it is important to kind of structure your new routine. One big part of that is to wake up and to get ready. So I know it's tempting with the online courses and all the asynchronous talk going on to be able to wake up at noon and then start your day. But if we're ever going to go back to normal, then we're going to want to stay in our normal routine. So one way to do that is to set an alarm, pick a wake up time goal or a certain time that you want to wake up and set an alarm for that time. Realize that we all have distractions, so really identify those distractions. I know for me, it's my phone. So one tip on how to minimize my distraction would be to put my phone across the room when it's charging at night so that I am less tempted to reach for it and be on TikTok all day. Another good thing to do either the night before or the morning of is to create a to-do list. Now, you don't have to do the one that we have listed because it will look different for everybody, but we here at Tilt really love 1 large task, 3 medium tasks, and 5 small tasks. When you have a to-do list, you're able to cross them out throughout the day, and that gives a sense of accomplishment, which also is proven to boost motivation and productivity. Also, realize we are all working towards something consistently. If you have a goal, then you're more motivated to reach that goal. So just understand that online classes will either require the same amount or even more commitment than a regular in-person class, and that's okay. We are all struggling together, but realize other people are in the same boat. Some lectures will take you longer to watch and understand. It's just not the same setting as if you were to go to class and have your teacher there in person. You will have to have a little bit more patience while watching videos, but the good part is that you're able to pause and you can maybe take more in-depth notes than if your professor is just going to keep talking without really leaving time for questions. Realize that some online courses will be even more difficult than in a normal setting. And then because of that, realize that some of your academic skills might be a little bit more difficult to navigate. So identify exactly what you're struggling with and really reach out to your support system for help.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing that's really important in this online setting that maybe wasn't quite as difficult in the traditional, environment is staying disciplined. Those days when you just don't want to wake up and get your work done, they're going to happen. So it's really good to have a set of strategies that help you kind of spark that motivation and want to get things done. So these are just some tips that we have, but designating a space for your schoolwork that's separate from your place of relaxation can be really helpful. Creating a habit of only doing schoolwork during certain hours of the day, kind of like a work day if you've had a job in the past, but set that time aside for doing work. Consider either doing the hardest or easiest task first when you start your day just to build some momentum up. Try and stay organized. It's really important. It can be difficult when we're living and working in the same space, but staying neat with, your space, your planner, and even just managing your notifications can be very, very helpful. Also, make it a habit of reaching out and staying connected to your professors and your TAs. Trying to develop a relationship with those people is really important. And try and create or join your own virtual study groups. It's really a lot easier to do than a lot of us expect. Even right through Canvas, you can send a message to all of the students in your class and ask if anyone wants to study. Now, finally, it's really important to keep in mind that none of these things are going to be working properly if you don't have good mental health. So it's really important to take care of yourself. Sticking to a regular schedule is really important. As humans, we're creatures of habit. Trying to get a good night's sleep. I know it's something that a lot of college students, myself included at times, have struggled with, but trying to get a good night's sleep is really important. Trying to create some sort of balance in your daily schedule between that work and relaxation and those things that you need to do to keep you human is really important. All of those things can be accomplished. There are so many fantastic resources we have here at CSU that you can reach out to. If you have a hard time finding those, ask your advisor, ask someone here at Tilt. Just reach out and realize that you don't have to struggle through things alone. You have a support system, whether it's the one here at CSU or a support system that you're bringing with you from somewhere else, but never feel like you have to deal with things alone, and always be willing to reach out for help.
And realize everything that we talked about today is not the only thing that can help you. Realize there are multiple, endless resources for you. If you visit tilt.colostate.edu and you click on the Keep Learning tab, there are tons of more resources in addition to the ones we spoke about today to help you through this tough time. We really hope that this benefited everyone who's listening, and we hope you have a wonderful end of your semester.